Hi, girlies. Welcome to Book Please Podcast. It's Alina here.
Hey guys, it's Amanda.
We are fresh off the Grammys this week. We have the Super Bowl coming up. There is just so much to talk about.
I'm gonna be fully honest. I didn't watch the Grammys. Instead,
Wow.
I was, yeah, I know. I just want to be, but I did like little recaps today. So I'm doing, I mean, I can't be the only one that didn't watch
No,
it.
that's true. I feel like a lot of people didn't even know. I'm usually the friend that's like Grammys tonight, by the way. And like I'm always the person that like tells my mom too. Like, Mom, this is on tonight, you know.
But I knew you'd film me and I knew you'd be like, you need to go watch this. You need to see what this
Yes.
person. So it worked out.
And she did that. She got all
I
the
did.
highlights. So it's like you watched it. You just didn't,
Exactly.
you skipped through all the things you didn't need.
It's okay. We're gonna let everyone that didn't watch it know now.
Yes. Okay. So some key moments. I know your favorite topic is talking about Taylor Swift.
Are you being sarcastic? I thought you were gonna say Jay-Z. I was like, yes, Jay-Z. I can't wait to talk about that one.
I figured we would get Taylor out of the way first, but if you want to pivot to Jay, we can do him first.
Honestly, after you sent me that video of Alex Cooper, I was like, you know what? Let me back off Taylor Swift because now I feel bad. You know, she's happy, I'm happy. I need to stop. I don't even. It's weird because I don't not like her. I don't hate, like, I don't have any hate towards her. I'm very like proud of her and like good for her.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm just over. You know, even I think about like, remember when Beyonce was like, I mean, Beyonce's always been big, but there was a time when she was coming out with banger after banger after banger, and she was like the topic for like years, and I was just like, okay, B, I love you, but I'm sick of hearing about you.
I get it. People are fatigued. They're over it. But it's funny because she's not one of those people that's like posting at things or anything. Like, this is all being done to her. And then
Yeah,
I think at one of the more recent games too, like the camera was coming at her and she kind of was like, just keep going. Like, I'm good over here. Like, she's a queen. She's trying to support her man. And I saw this one video too where this guy was like, it was a country artist, and forgive me because I don't remember his name, but he was on stage. I believe he was a country artist, but he was like, can everybody stop making these jokes about because I guess it came up in the concert, and he was an older man too. And he was like, let's put some respect on her name because she's somebody that is exposing the younger generations to like one of those few people left that's like a live performer up there singing, playing guitar, playing piano, dancing, writing all her music. And like, let's not rip on a girl. Like, she's just doing so fucking well, and it bothers people. Like, they're just annoyed from seeing her success. And I'm like, that's my
Oh, see,
queen.
I'm not annoyed with her success. I just want to
Yeah.
watch football, and I feel like I don't ever see them go to like, you know, Patrick's wife as much, or like, you know, I feel like I don't, or maybe they did and I never noticed it. Maybe that's what it is. I don't
Well,
know.
Patrick's wife is different. They do go to her for sure, but she's not a celebrity on her own. She's
Got it.
Patrick's wife. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
when you have a
Hmm.
mega star in a suite, then, you're going to pan to her. But I even think, to be honest, like, it's become such a like a running joke that like it's almost like subconsciously you feel like she's shown way more than she is. It's
Hmm.
like a few second pan, like if she's cheering because her man got a touchdown. And
Yeah.
you know what? Some people are tuning in for that, and they're going to give them a little something.
All right, we're gonna start a hashtag. Leave Taylor alone.
Yes, I love this energy because I know that I know that I'm not even trying to convince you. Like, I get that people are sick of it, but I am here for it. Good for you, queen. Get your daddy. Like, let him play his game on the field. You support. It'll be interesting to see if she shows up next week to the Super Bowl right after her Tokyo show, because that's like literally the night
She
before
will. I feel like
Tokyo.
she must. She's definitely gonna make it.
For sure. Like, would
Yeah.
you not show up for your man? Like, it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah, she'll be there.
Yes,
He's gonna
she's
perform.
got her.
Manifesting it.
Yes,
Manifesting it.
she's not performing, but she's gonna get on her PJ on her private jet, and she's gonna make it to see her man. And this is a smut book. Like, the country singer. Like, think about Taylor. Like, she's a small town girl from Pennsylvania, and she's like this billionaire pop star with her
Mhm.
NFL player boyfriend who's like a star in his own right, like perhaps the best tight end like in the history of the league, or at least in the league right now. It's like you can't write this shit. Isn't that crazy? She's living in a romance book.
Living her best life. She's
Yes.
done with the boys.
So the reason we're even bringing her up is because at the Grammys last night, among other awards, she took home the top honor of the night, which was for Album of the Year, which is a huge deal at the Grammys, and she made history because she has won the award 4 times, and that's the most that any artist has ever won Album of the Year. So that was her now or was it 13th or 14th Grammy? I know at some point in the night she got 13, so I don't know if she ended up with 14 or what. But yeah, she did an incredible job with Midnights, and she also got another award. And during that award, her acceptance speech, she announced a surprise album. So it's called The Tortured Poets Department, and it's coming out in April.
I'm kidding.
Amanda,
I'm kidding.
I'm so excited for this.
I know.
If
I
you
bet you
think
are.
I'm going to cut out your reaction face in this episode, I'm going to let everybody see the hypocrisy.
My true colors.
Are you not going to listen?
I honestly, I haven't listened much to Taylor Swift since I was like in high school. You know, like I loved her when I was younger. Like
You didn't grow up with her. She's
I
evolved.
just
It's not the same sound. She's
really.
low key. She's not country or poppy. Like, have you heard like Evermore? I'm gonna send you a list of like curated like adult Taylor songs.
I'll block you if you try and do a Spotify playlist with me.
Oh my god.
No, I'm kidding.
She
I'm
is
kidding.
not
But I
easy
know
played.
I know her like songs on the radio like today, but I don't know. I feel like well, you know, now I've been so into country music, like Jelly Roll's my boy. Like I love country music and I'm not into like the pop
She's
anymore.
very like chill vibes. It's not like that. I wouldn't even say it's like uppity, to be honest.
Maybe I haven't given her a chance recently, but I just feel like I outgrew her, I would say.
I will send you some songs for research. I love you, Taylor. You're a fucking queen. Love your
give her a heart.
man. Love your life.
Okay, was her man there?
I'm also manifesting. No, he wasn't.
Mm,
He was not at the
mm,
Grammys, but here's the
mm,
thing.
mm.
Let me tell you
She's
why.
at all your games. Okay,
He
I'm done.
can't really go. It's frowned upon, and he got a lot of shit for going to her concert. He can't fly during practice week, the week of the Super Bowl, to LA to go to the Grammys. It's like a
Mhm.
really no, it's actually like a thing. Like it's really not. I don't
But
even
she's
know if
having a concert and then she's gonna fly to his Super Bowl. I mean, I'm just
it's not
saying.
the same. It's not
No,
the same.
I
No.
would want him there to
The
support me.
NFL is like really like where did he go? And they were like, this is in such poor taste. Like he
What if
got
she
a
was
lot of
pregnant and
shit.
having a baby? He can't hop
You're
on.
not supposed to like during the season, you're not supposed to travel. Like even on the body, it's not good. It's just a whole thing about him. It's Super Bowl week. And I'm sure he had practice anyways on that Sunday.
Well, he's killing it. He don't need the practice.
But also, you know what's crazy? Taylor, I think in this case, like if he wasn't in season, I 100% think he would have been there. But she historically does not have her men at her awards because it's like for her and for herself, and it's not about a show of like, oh, I'm with this man. She's always done this. So, and I think this is like the first time we're seeing her in this kind of light, which is refreshing. It just shows, I think, that like when you're with the right person, like nothing matters and you're willing to do it all and it's exciting. So I think if he wasn't in season, I think this would have been like maybe one of the first times that she did bring somebody though.
Red flag. No, I'm kidding.
Don't agree. Don't agree. Literally, somebody comment like that he was literally at practice. You cannot leave the week of the Super Bowl to go to
If she doesn't make it to the Super Bowl because of her thing, I bet you she'll get shit.
Yeah, but I don't know that she'll get shit, but I think it's a totally different thing than him not showing up.
Such a big deal for her. Like if I just won like an award that I mean, yeah, it's the 4th time, but I would like want to celebrate with my
I don't even think I don't think she's
Oh.
ever wanted that. Like she's never had a +1 at these award shows. It's
Well,
like
I
her
mean,
thing.
no offense, but look at who she dated previously. No offense. No offense.
Yeah, but she loves them. Like we didn't have to. But I think that it would have been different. Like he went to her concert and stuff like that. It's not like he hasn't done that.
Fine, I'll stop judging.
Comment below. Was he in
Ooh,
practice on
all
Sunday?
right. Whew, all right, Taylor. We already gave you 10 minutes of our time.
Yes.
On to the
On
I'm
to
kidding.
Jay-Z, who was fucking turned.
I just want to say before these Taylor Swift fans come at me, I do not have any issues with her. I'm just,
Oh,
it's
you
like
know.
everyone's obsession with Ariana Grande. Like, I like her music.
I have a theory that like all the people that I like we are so much alike and we like have such a great friendship. But it's so funny how like you're super anti like all the people and things that I like. It's just like so interesting. Like you're
You
like
like coffee, I like tea.
the other person that you pointed out is like Ariana. Like, okay, the other
Who you
girl
love.
that like I base my whole life off of. No big deal. But that's
You
fine. You
probably
are
like Demi Lovato too. No,
no, I don't.
I'm kidding.
And that's okay for people who did. Let's jump to that for 2 seconds. Miss Demi she went to the American Heart Association charity event and performed in front of all these heart attack survivors. And what did she play? Her song Heart Attack.
That could not have been her choice, right? I mean, I don't
It
know.
was
Would it?
her choice. It was it doesn't matter, first of all, if it's not your choice. I mean, they've
Yeah.
defended her choice afterwards, but that is so tone deaf. Like you're sitting there belting out heart attack, the words over and over in a song. And like her lyrics are like so
Oh,
bad. It's like, if I don't want to fall in love. If I ever did that, I think I'd have a heart attack. And she goes on to belt like heart attack, tack, tack. Like she just keeps singing it. And people that were in the room like spoke out about it and they were like, you could see the look on everyone's faces. Like we were so uncomfortable. It was,
yeah. I used to like Demi Lovato. Like, I loved her in Camp Rock. Like, I thought she was like the sweetest thing. I don't know. And then as she got older,
well, she completely changed.
yeah, I feel like she was like very. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being like outspoken and like she's just. I remember she was. What show was she on? Where she was a judge, La, The Voice, or like one of those. She was on
Oh
one of those,
yeah.
and this guy, she tells this guy like singing is not for you, and then he goes, "At least I don't use auto tune."
Oh my God, yes.
Remember
That's
that?
bad. I think that was like, was it America's Got Talent? I don't
It's
know
one of
what it
those,
was.
yeah. X Factor or something, yeah.
Yeah, that's really bad. She can actually sing. I'll give her that.
Oh yeah, she can, but I
I
was just like,
Yes, I don't really like her
Mhm.
particularly, but yes, like Camp Rock era, I was like into it when I was
All that it.
younger. But
Mhm.
she's gone through so many phases, this girl. And like even after this, like just take the L and be like, you know what? Now that I realize like maybe that was a little insensitive, like they doubled down on the choice.
Mhm.
But they also did mention that like she survived a heart attack and I think strokes and stuff from like her drug overdose.
They showed
But it
you, yeah.
doesn't give you a pass.
And she has such good songs for like being strong and like, I feel like
Yes,
she could have chose a song that was just as powerful. Like I actually that one's not that powerful. A song that was powerful but like also spoke to like,
for sure.
survivors. Mhm.
I mean, that was just anything but quite literally any song but that. But anyways, back to the
We should now go on to Doja Cat, since we're like on the
Okay,
trail of
let's go. Doja Cat was at the Grammys. I have a lot to say about
you have
Doja.
to post up. We're gonna post a little pic
Oh
of
yes.
the outfit.
She was in some sort of get up. Let me just say something about Doja Cat, okay? I fully believe, like, cleanse me, like, Lord Sage, our podcast, like, she is of Satan. She's the devil worshiper. My friend, shout out Jackie, who's a tattoo artist, always sent, she like, when somebody brings something to light in your mind and then you can't unsee it every time? Like, she showed me Doja Cat is full of these satanic tattoos. Imagine dedicating your body to all these symbols of the devil. They're disgusting. They're like naked pig with horns and like they're so like gross and like just absolutely so uncomfortable to look at, and they're plastered all over her body. I can't even look at them because I feel like I'm getting a negative energy from them. And sometimes and she puts all these devil symbols all over her Instagram, all this like it's just disgusting. Like all you need to do is scroll on her page. And I used to
Yeah.
like her music, and then I
Oh, I
started
love her music. Yeah.
seeing all this stuff and I'm like, oh, and I can't unsee it. Everything is literally so like my friend Jackie will just DM me anytime she sees something of of Doja, and she just sends it to me and she goes, Satan. I can't. Literally, that's all we do. Every time we see Doja, we send it back and forth and we're like,
I
Satan.
think she's unwell. I mean, I feel like even the stuff she wears, everything is just the people that she likes, that she like, is attracted to.
The
I
devil.
don't know. What is that chick's name from Jennifer's Body? The one that dated
Megan
Machine
Fox.
Gun. They must be friends because doesn't she like drink blood and shit?
Yeah, but Megan Fox is more of like witch vibes. I don't
Oh,
think she worship. Yeah, like it's dark, like whatever. I
yeah.
think that's in a different category. Like Doja goes out of her way to like worship like devil symbols and ink them
Mm.
all over her body, and she wears the weird, like she just lost it. I'm all for like somebody being artsy and like so expressive, and like tattoos are super personal, but like those symbols to me freak me out. And then I started to really like
You went
feel
down a
this
rabbit
way.
hole.
Every time I saw
Mhm.
her, I'd feel like icky. And then she came out with the song, um what's it called? It's like she's the devil, she's the bad.
Oh, yes,
The
yes, yes,
devil.
yeah.
Like Paint the Town Red. It's called
Mm.
Paint the Town Red, and it's about like like red for the devil. And I'm like, okay, literally I'm on the right track here, because this is literally her song and people love it. And
Oh yeah, it's trending on TikTok.
she's like Satan in the video.
Yeah, I just
Anyways, the getup that she wore to with a she topped that outfit off with a camo baseball cap. Like, and her nipples were out.
yeah, I had to do a double take on that. I was like, "What? Couldn't wear
Amanda
pasties, nothing?"
Amanda had to ask me and be like, "Are those her nipples?" And I had to be like, "Yes, those are in fact her nipples."
Listen, I'm all about women empowerment, but girl.
It was something, let me tell you. Let's move on to Jay-Z's speech. He
Ah,
was
okay, got this
honored with
again.
the Global Impact Award. So it's not like, oh, he just won a Grammy. Like he was like an honoree of the night, the Global Impact Award,
Mhm,
which was originally, I think it began with Dr. Dre. And he did
mhm.
weave in like some of the history of artists, especially Black artists in hip hop and in history. But he also had some turn commentary. He
I'm
went
not gonna
in.
lie, I loved it. I was just like, like, my man better do the same. I was just like I was like, "Tell him." But he's so funny. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You guys need to do better."
He was getting honored by the Recording Academy, and he went up there and he shit on the Recording Academy.
Really.
And I understand, because he's like, you know what? Especially for like under appreciated like Black artists who are killing it, who go
Mhm.
unrecognized and don't get awarded and the accolades that others do, and they're frustrated, and I completely understand. But
Same.
at some points, like you can say some things with leaving other things out. Like he's sitting there, vouching for certain artists, but you also don't have to knock everybody. Like he said, okay, like some of you are going to feel like you got robbed and some of you will get robbed. Valid, fair. But then he's like, oh, but some of you don't need to get, some of you
Yeah.
don't even deserve to be in
Deserve
the
to be
category.
nominated, yeah.
For me, it was like Kanye's speech all over again. Like, when Kanye infamously interrupted Taylor's speech, and Taylor was young,
She was yeah.
like Kanye's speech where he infamously interrupted Taylor, and she was young too and like really starting out, and he got up there like all hot on the stage and was like, I hate to, like, sorry to interrupt you, but Beyonce deserved this award. And this was like one of those trauma moments for Taylor. And she like literally went into hiding for years after. It's like one of those things, like as a young girl, like that is so embarrassing. Like, first of all, Kanye West is like one of the biggest rappers in the world. Going up there on stage, stealing the mic from you, interrupting the show during your like acceptance speech, you're a young artist, like for her, it was like she just thought this was it. Like she would never go out there again. And it's something that stuck with her. She was like Time Person of the Year last year, and she
I
like,
feel like you're like her PR. I'm like,
no, but I think
sorry.
it's so relevant because she just had her Time interview last year when she got Person of the Year. And she brought this up as like one of those big triggers for her, and I was like, oh my god, it's like it was almost like he was knocking her again, because Jay-Z went up there and was like, this, not to embarrass this young lady, meaning,
He meant his wife.
yes, meaning
Yeah, yeah.
Beyonce.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Mhm.
he said, so he didn't mention Taylor, but for me,
Yeah, he didn't mention
I
her.
was like,
Mhm.
oh God, like I hope he doesn't go too out of line, because he was like, not to embarrass this young lady, aka his like wife. He was like, but for somebody who has the most nominations, the most Grammys,
It
sorry,
has a lot of Grammys.
in history, she has the most in history, which is 32. How do you have the most Grammys and you've never won Album of the Year, which is like the top honor? And
Yeah.
he's like, even by your own metrics, it doesn't make sense.
It's
And
a
I can
valid
actually
statement.
think that's
Mhm.
so valid. But then it's like, and Beyonce should have been nominated, but then Taylor won Album of the Year. And I just kind of felt like, why are you, where is this coming from? Like, who are you saying you don't deserve to be in the category? And you're coming for
I
her.
didn't take it like that.
Yeah.
I thought, and also I think no offense, Kanye's unwell. When Kanye did that,
Yeah.
that was like rude,
It just,
disrespectful. Like
yeah.
even Will Smith's thing, I think was way more. I think when I heard Jay-Z's thing, like I found it more. I mean, it's people like what they do for a career, but I found it more comical where like he's just sticking up for his woman. He didn't really name drop,
No, he
and
didn't.
I feel like we all would feel that way. There's people that were nominated that I'm just like, I don't know who you are or like why you were nominated, and he also says that like it's opinion based. He says, it's not like so I didn't think it was that bad, and I think Taylor's come such a long way that she didn't take it
Yeah.
personal.
It
Mhm.
gave me super
You felt for
Kanye
her.
vibes.
Yeah.
And I was like nervous what was going to come out of his mouth. And then he just kept going. And then he's like, sorry, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
And his daughter's standing right there, which is like comical to me. I'm
She
just like,
looked beautiful. Blue looked beautiful.
she looks
But
so
you know
good.
what? I was just so interested in like if people felt this way. And I just typed in Kanye Jay-Z speech and listen to these headlines. Okay. Jay-Z.
You better not read TMZ though.
No, oh, no, no, no. I'm just going to read some headlines.
Okay.
Jay-Z pulls a Kanye West at Grammys as Taylor Swift wins Album of the Year.
Damn.
Swifties think Jay-Z pulled off a Kanye West on Taylor Swift. See, I did not ever see these before. This was just the vibe. It
But
was
you saw what it just
given.
said, Swifties. You're a Swiftie. I'm not a Swiftie, and I don't think it
But
was
I'm
that
not
bad.
a Swiftie in a sense where I'm like, oh, I know all the conspiracies and all the hidden messages and all that.
Or I
I
have
just
the
like her.
bracelets.
Yeah, no, like which whatever, but I'm not in that sense like love her, but like I don't
Yeah.
follow anything like in depth. But here's the thing that was also like I think Beyonce like doesn't want a part of it, and I think she's like such a stand-up woman that like she'd rather
Mhm.
be kept out of the narrative. She sat there with a straight face the whole time. And also this past year they kind of shut down the rumors that there was any beef between them. Like Taylor showed up at Beyonce's film for Renaissance for her world tour. So for the premiere for her concert film, Taylor attended, and it was like an iconic moment and like shut down the
Mhm.
internet when their pictures went up. And then Beyonce returned the favor and went to Taylor's Eras Tour concert film premiere.
Mm.
And like they posted like their stuff on their personal Instagrams. Like it went viral. And everyone was
Yeah.
like, this is so amazing. Like they're lifting each other up and they're like saying that there's nothing here.
Mhm.
And now I feel like Jay-Z's just like flushing all those efforts down the toilet.
Well, when Kanye did what he did, the camera did go to like Beyonce, Jay-Z. They were super embarrassed and disappointed in him.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, yeah. So
They
it's
were.
yeah, yeah. But
I'll,
poor
I'll give it.
Jay-Z, he's like trying to speak his mind, stick up for his woman, and people are like, "Ugh."
But you didn't, I mean, girl, who's he like? He's giving digs. He's telling
But it wasn't. But he said some people. He didn't say like someone. I don't think. I honestly don't think it was towards Taylor Swift. I think him and B would agree that she's killing it. She's fucking killing it. It is
okay.
what it is.
Let us
I don't
know.
think. I don't think it's like. I don't think it was just her. I don't think it was directed towards her. Okay, did that speech happen before she won or after she won?
Before.
Before. Okay, so yeah. I mean, he didn't know she was gonna win.
Okay.
I don't know. Jay-Z, I got you, boy. I don't think it's that serious.
Okay.
I would want my man to defend me that way too.
Even if it wasn't about Taylor, that's not even the point. Like I
You
think
just joined, yeah. It's
you
not
don't go
trying to
up
throw
into
jabs.
the
Yeah.
speak to the nominees and say some of
Mhm.
you don't deserve this. Like, what are you doing?
It's an age
Sorry.
thing,
Love
They
him,
just like
like love
say,
you, like
yeah.
come on. But let's go. Like, we know what he
Even
wants.
his daughter looked like she was like, "Okay, dad, shut
She was
up."
uncomfy. I was waiting for him to be like, thanks to my wife and my daughter and my kids, but like, no, it didn't go that way.
He held her hand. That was cute for a sec.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's get into the book because I feel like it was equally as wild and crazy. Literally, this entire section of reading was just like one thing after the next, like another big thing and another big thing. We read Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, chapters 23 to 36.
Oh, so excited. There was so much to unfold. Oh,
Literally. We started off with the interrogation challenge. Violet and her squad are there. When we left off reading, Zayden was saying to Violet, like, if you go in on this challenge, like, Varys is going to try to kill you. And I swear, like, he would have. Like, this was
yeah.
set up for failure. They were trying to get information out of them, and they literally were torturing them until they would hopefully reveal something.
Or even try and tell each other secrets.
Yes. That
Hmm.
was, and yes, they like moved from person to person. That was crazy. Violet was genius when she realized that the elixir was the same that would take away their connections to the dragon. So they didn't, to their dragon. So they didn't drink it and faked it. And they were like, oh, we
Hmm.
can't sense our dragons. Like, that was so funny and so clever. But she had like her dislocated arm. She was being beaten. And who did they bring in to on the next day?
Called it. Dane.
When they brought Dane in, though, what were your thoughts?
I feel like he's such a little bitch that he would do whatever they say. So I was
Yeah.
just like, here we go. But I thought she was just going to defend herself really well or put up like these walls because she was learning how to
Yeah.
do it, that she could block it out. But I was just like, oh, please do the right thing. Be on the right side. And
Yeah.
he was good.
She was super weak, too. Like, there was no way she was going to be able to shield, I feel like, at that
And
point.
he felt for her.
Yeah. And he saw her and he was like, this is because Varys is literally not like, he is not on her side by any means. And he's trying to get this information out at all costs, even if it costs her life.
Hmm.
And Dane walks in and he's like, this is unethical. Like, we don't do this if somebody's injured in this way. And he
Hmm.
did not touch her.
And this is after she got into that fight with that person that tried to kill her.
Yeah.
She was already all weak. Like this poor girl is going through the ringer.
Yeah, she is. And I was so happy, like, with Dane that
Hmm.
he didn't do that. I wasn't too surprised. Like, I expected him to do something somewhat noble. I was hoping, but then I was like, oh no, is he in with them? Like,
Yeah.
it was
And she
really
wasn't
good to see.
even, I thought like, I was like, okay, here we go. Maybe she'll like warm up to him again. And she's like, I owe you nothing. Like he was like, okay, like, can we try and be friends again? And she's like, no. Like she just, which I get it. She has her guard up. You can't trust him. And just because he did one right thing. So I was like, I get it.
Yeah,
He
for
didn't touch
sure.
her and they moved on. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that all is
Hmm.
forgiven. She said that too. She was like, does he want like a reward for doing the right
The
thing?
right thing. Exactly.
So they got out of there, they got their patch, which like it was like not supposed to happen. Like, you're set up to fail to
Hmm.
reveal stuff. So I was like, that scene was so intense. And I was like, holy shit, like,
Hmm.
what is going to happen? And the fact that they were just like beating her was horrible,
You
horrible.
know what else I love about Violet? She is trying to like save the world, help all these
Yeah,
innocent people. Meanwhile, she's still going through the school stuff and like dragon training, and
literally.
she's just doing it all. She's getting trying to get killed by everyone. Jack Barlow comes back, so I'm like,
Yes.
great, another person that's trying to, possibly could kill her. It's just so much, and then it's just so many layers. She's trying to find like these books, to kind of help. I feel like there's so much going on, but it's very easy to follow too. So
Yeah.
it's not overwhelming for anyone that's just like, what the hell? There's so much going on. It's like easy and
It
all.
was very well done, and I was hooked the entire time
Hmm.
that we like during the reading this week. Jack Barlow, let's talk about
Mm,
him coming back. When they started introing that, they were like,
yeah,
oh, he had fallen off a cliff, whatever. I was like, no way. Like,
yeah.
no
And
way.
Nolan was curing him the whole time. That's why he
Yeah.
was so weak.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I knew that was going to come back because we were like, why does he look like this? Like, what has he been doing?
Mm. Oh
That
yeah,
was,
I was thinking so many things. I was like, maybe the mom was. I couldn't think. I felt like it was going to be a huge part why Nolan wasn't 100%.
yes. for
Mhm.
sure. Then we find out it's for Jack, which is
Mhm.
crazy. And she was like, the first thing that happened too is like all that we know of Jack Barlow like was not there. Like she's like, he sat down and like gave me a smile. He seemed really nice and like quiet and humble. Like she's like maybe having like, coming face to face with Malik will
Death.
like
Yeah.
change you. Like, and I didn't know. I'm like, is this a front?
Is he one of the ones that his parents were traitors? I can't remember.
No, I don't think so.
So why does he? I don't. Why does he hate her so much?
I think he's just an asshole. They're both Navarian. She's also like um whose daughter she is.
She
He's
is.
probably
Yeah.
threatened.
Hmm.
He wants to be this wing leader and he's just like giving her a hard time through everything. Like he was just an ass.
But
And he comes
then,
back nothing
yeah,
like that.
nothing like that. I don't know what Nolan did. Maybe Nolan gave him a heart too. I don't know. But
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
he ends up saving her life for someone else. Another threat she has. He
That
saves her,
was
not realizing it
insane.
was her though. But
That was truly insane. I feel like maybe he did know, like, and he was just playing it off like, "Oh, I didn't realize it was
no,
you,"
yeah,
because
don't feel
he still
special.
saved
Yeah,
her ass. Like,
yeah.
she had to go guard like like this like fire pit, and she was relieving someone else of their duty, and that person ended up dying. And it was like people from the infantry that came after Violet. Like, it was really like almost the end for her, and she's like hanging, almost falling to her death, and he grabs her.
Dane better kill his father because Dane's dad is just huge target on poor Violet.
Truly. That is
Hmm.
so disgusting and disturbing.
They grew up together. You know this girl. It's like regardless
And
of
her
what she's
mother.
doing,
And
yeah,
her
it's
mother.
crazy. Oh, her
That
mother! I can't wait to get into that. Okay.
I hate, absolutely, like hate, hate, hate Colonel Atos. Hate, hate, hate Varish. Like these two people like burn in hell.
Yeah.
Burn in hell.
Has the
Like,
mom grown on you?
but I love Kaori. She does, and we'll get there. So at this point, the outer squad doesn't know what's going on. We're here, and her friends were like even asking her back in the interrogation challenge, like, is what you're protecting worth getting tortured? And she's like, yes, because she knows that them knowing these things puts their lives at risk. So she's willing to do whatever it takes to keep these things private. Now, when the change up happens, really is like one day, of course, Varish is always on the hunt. Violet had left in the middle of a class because she her teacher was like kind of suggesting that someone got so hurt, like that Zayden was hurt is who she thought, or her sister. But I think she at that point had realized, okay, Zayden is hurt. And I think that her teacher knew what he was doing when he kind of like was like suggesting like where Zayden's relic was, and she like fled out of class, did not have permission for leave. She got Bodhi's flight jacket, like was like, "Are you gonna go out there like this?" Like runs out, goes to Zayden. Then when she sees Zayden, she sees that he's okay.
Okay. Mhm.
This is also where we meet his ex, Kat.
Mm.
I knew she was going to come back because they had mentioned her in a few chapters.
Yes.
And I was like, oof. Like, I'm glad they didn't like spend too much time harping on it. And I loved when she said, like, well, do you want to hear about my exes? And he got like all pissed,
Like a Dane. Should I share a kiss with?
literally. But I don't know.
They
Who
were
knows what
cute.
happened? I know I was thinking that too, but maybe before like she was in the writer's quadrant. So when she gets back, she has like a dagger in there too that has like that special alloy in there that like fights off venom, and that's in Zayden's flight jacket. So she was given Zayden's flight jacket at that time when she went back there, comes back, and Varish like stops her and is like, young lady, like, and she's like, okay, I know I have, like, I'm prepared for my punishment, like whatever it is for leaving without permission. And it was this whole scene in the hallway, and he's like, you're trying to impersonate somebody. First of all, she's not trying to look like Zayden. She's wearing a different jacket. It didn't even have his name on it. It was ridiculous, but she's sitting there like knowing at any second, like he's going to find that dagger and know what's up. And also, Kaori was amazing because he was like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
He love him, protected her, and
Yes.
was like, "Excuse me, like this, are you abusing your power? Like this is not what we're doing. I've already approved, her to be okay because it was her dragon's feelings that like compelled her to like have to leave, like whatever."
Hmm.
He was wonderful, MVP, but the real MVP was our girl Rhiannon, who we
Riri.
saved the day. We come to find out that she pulled, this was the first time she ever did it. She just realized in the moment she could because she tried hard enough to take the dagger through the wall and then was face to face with Violet, like, I need answers. And this was the time that Violet was at her crossroads where she felt like, you know what, she just saved us all. And it's only a matter of time before she needs to defend herself, and she deserves to know.
Hmm. Finally, I was like, oh, and it went way better than I thought. I was just like, if she's gonna be annoyed with her and it's gonna be all this drama, I can't do it, Rebecca. I can't do it. But it was straightforward. She was understanding, like OG, like she was a good friend.
She was amazing, and I
Hmm.
think that taught Violet so much because Violet was like, "You're not mad, this and that," and like Rihanna's like, "No, I fully understand like why you were doing this," and then it makes Violet like, "Damn, like look at how I was reacting with Zayden when he was just trying to protect me in my life." And look at how she took it, like in such a good way, like
Hmm.
understanding and not harsh or rude. And I think it opened her eyes, which is what we've been saying this whole time. Like she's been doing it to her friends the whole time too, and she should understand more than anybody why Zayden is being this way.
Exactly. I agree. I think that whole scene was awesome.
And then they all basically like her whole squad finds out. And
Yep.
right away she feels like, wow, like I should have done this so long ago. Like more
They want to help.
like brain power is better
Hmm.
than one person like trying to figure this out alone, because she's sitting here trying to find the journals of the first six so that she can learn how to better protect them and ward against the venom who could be coming in months or less.
Hmm.
And they need these journals, and it turns out that Riddick knows about the journals being stowed, at least two of them being stowed somewhere because of when they had broken into her mom's office.
Hmm. Yeah. So now they're all working together. I love that they're all on the right side. Like no one's giving pushback.
Yes.
Hmm.
And they're all going down to like this sub level vault where they're holding the two journals, two of the first six's handwritten journals. They need like blood to open this. So it was like they had to continue to open up to others to like
Yep.
get everybody in on them. And that was a scary scene too, because when they go down there, one person leaves with blisters. Zayden and Violet almost don't make it out of the door
Hmm.
till the last second. I really thought Zayden was going to get left behind in there.
No, did you? Oh no, I
I was
didn't.
like, oh no, here we
No,
go.
I feel like he's such a target that if they caught him, they just kill him.
Hmm.
Like he's not. Whereas Violet has her mom who would hopefully come through.
Yes. So they get the journals, and then who comes around again? Farish. And everybody
Stalker.
is going in on Violet and
Mhm.
literally trying to kill her.
I feel so bad for her, but she's tough. She is one tough bitch.
It was crazy.
Hmm.
So what ends up happening?
He finds a book that she has that she's not supposed to have, and he's like, "Oh, torture time,
It's like,
torture."
yippee.
And I was just like, "Oh no!" But I mean, the way it played out was pretty. I mean, obviously, he was super rough on her. She endured so much pain, and then she starts seeing Liam. And Liam's helping her stay
This
strong.
was
I was,
unbelievable. Liam
oh,
was her guardian angel. I was like, is he really there? Like, does that, like, what is going on? That was unbelievable that he was sent there. And she's like, am I hallucinating? Am I dead? Like, what's happening?
oh,
He was
I was crying.
holding her hand through the whole thing. It was the most beautiful thing.
Hmm.
And he was also reassuring her at every step, kept her strong not to say anything. And
Yep.
then who do they bring in? Dane again.
And this time he's not holding back. He's like, Dane, she's a traitor. She
You
had this book
have to
she
do
wasn't
this.
supposed to have. Yeah. You need to help us. Yeah.
The
And it
evidence
was
is in his hands, and
yeah.
Dane has no choice. and he has to do it. At this point, what were you thinking?
Honestly, I was thinking what happened would happen. I would think that she was going to show him all the lies that they've been hiding, what's really out there, why she's been trying to help. I thought that she was going to show him the right things and that he was going to be like, "Wow, fuck my dad, fuck your mom."
So, yeah, I feel like Rebecca set it up in a way where maybe you're supposed to feel like you believe, because Dane is like going along with it. Like
Mhm.
he is like, okay, like let me see. I thought what was going to happen was Dane was going to touch her, see the truth, and then lie and be like, she's not hiding anything. That's not
Oh.
true.
Mm.
Something to that effect. Like, that's just what I thought. But then the way she kept setting it up, and then when he like lets go and he's like, she's a traitor, like till the last minute, like, I think maybe she wanted people to believe that that's how he felt, but I wasn't buying it. And then, because I feel like we kind of knew, like, he's not really doing this. I was
Yeah.
holding out hope. And then at the very last second, like, everyone's believing Dane. And then he turns a dagger on Varish.
Mhm. He had to do that because even if he would have been like, "Oh, she's not hiding anything," or made something up, he would have still been torturing her. He would have been
Yeah.
like, "Oh, thank you for nothing, bye," and
Yeah.
he knew that. So he's like, "I got to make a choice now. Do I, I
Yeah.
need to get her out of here. She's literally going to die down here." So I think he
Yeah.
knew that. Hmm.
And then Zayden comes, everybody comes, like,
Daddy Zay. Okay.
oh my gosh. And Liam kept saying, don't worry, he would never leave you here. You're going to be
Exactly. And
okay.
she's like, "No, he's going to choose the other people before me. He's going to do the right thing." And no, girl, he love you. He love you.
Literally. Dane, like, took her binds off. Like, I was like, oh my God. And then when Zayden saw Dane, she's like, no, no, he saved my life. Like,
Hmm.
drop it.
Yep. Oh, I loved when she killed him. They were like, "Oh," Zayden's like, "Nope. Do you want to take care of this man?"
So good. They're back and forth. It was very Edward and Jacob. Like, it was so good.
Oh,
I was dying. And then we see Big Mom.
oh, I was so happy. Like I'm telling you, I had high hopes in the mother. I said she has to be tough. She has to play that role. She can't. I think if she would have been softer on Violet, Violet would not have made it as far as she did.
Yeah. And she actually thought that we come to learn too that she thought this was Violet's best chance of
Hmm.
survival was to be here, and that's why she was so passionate about it. And it turns out she
She
doesn't
cared.
have disdain for Violet's father and her husband. She loved him very much. She knew that her
Hmm.
daughter was well equipped from learning from her father and being where she was, and she was disgusted by what they had been doing to her daughter.
Oh yeah, she had no idea about any of it. About like Atos
Ugh,
doing all that stuff. Like it's just yeah, I think she came through good. We know that she obviously knows everything. And she doesn't know that her son's alive because she mentioned, "I don't want to lose another kid." So
yeah,
we know that part, which is sad because now I'm wondering, like, I know we don't know, but what side is the mom on? But I also understood. She's like, when you have a kid, you'll do anything to protect your kid. You'll understand one day, even if
yeah,
it means sacrificing other people.
yeah,
You'll do the same. And I thought about that, and I was like, she's kind of right. Like
yeah,
say people did know, and people did try and like bring down the school that has the guard, then her whole family's at risk.
yeah. She's like, strangers or my children and my blood, like at that point. And I actually loved, on the opposite hand, when Dane found out, somebody had said, I forget who it was like, your dad's gonna be so disappointed. And
Oh, the
he's
guy
like,
that they killed, the guy that before
yes.
she killed him. Hmm.
And then he said, if this is the truth, I'm disappointed in my father. And I was like, that's right, Dane. Like,
Hmm.
oh, loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I feel bad for him too because I feel like he's so close with his dad. He's gonna be so betrayed, and like I think it'll come to the point where he's gonna say, "Dad, pick the right side," or like, "I'm not your son."
Yeah.
And then we find out they start killing people, like higher ups, and the whole school is like gets to make their own choice. They find out about everything.
Yes, the dragons start sharing that very memory that helped Dean like realize what was really going on.
Hmm.
And they were kind of making their choices like, this is it. It's all coming together. It's all happening.
Here's,
And
I think her brother knows. Like, does the brother not like his mom because what she was trying to do to protect her family? Like, I don't know what their dynamic is. Like, why wouldn't he just like?
and
Because
as
he
far as we know, she thinks he's dead. still.
Yeah, and he knows now that she knows that her daughter's gonna go help and do the right thing. So
But maybe he didn't know that that's how his mom was going to react.
yeah, maybe he's only saw the side that
Like, I
Violet
don't
has
think
saw.
Violet expected this from her mother.
Yeah, and
It
her
could have
mom was
gone either way.
super.
Her mother could have been like Colonel Atos, you know? You don't know.
Mm,
She was hiding secrets too, you know?
yeah.
So I guess we'll find out. I mean, this was an exceptional chunk of chapters. I feel like so much is coming together now. Like
And now they have all these like writers that are gonna help them. So they
riders,
go back to
resources,
yeah,
people
yeah.
willing, like
Mhm.
it's now or never, honey. And we're gonna
Yeah,
find out.
the battles be giving. I'm
Literally.
happy now that she didn't drag it along. Like I'm happy now everyone knows it's out in the open. We
Yeah.
get to fight the real fight. I just don't want Violet to be annoyed with Zayden that the mom said, like, you owe me a favor, and my favor is to watch my kid. Now, like,
Yes.
would he have not given her the time of day? Did he only fall in love because he had to
I
take care
was
of her?
wondering if that was gonna come up, and she didn't act like she didn't have that
I think
thought.
she didn't address it yet.
Yeah. I was wondering if she was feeling like, was this all real or were you just doing it because you had to deal with my mom?
But
I'm
then
like
again, he went and
tired,
saved
Rebecca.
her.
We just got back. That was the
Yeah.
other thing. Zayden professed his love to Violet,
Hmm.
and Violet said it back. But I love that this time Zayden said it first. And he
Hmm.
had never said it. And
Yeah.
he kept
It's because he
wanting
almost
her
lost
to
her.
say it all this time. Like, it's your turn, buddy. And I was so happy that that's how it played out, that
They
he
got that
was the
moment.
one to
Hmm.
say it and took that initiative. So maybe that was affirming enough for her. Like, they got to this place, like, she knows how they feel. So hopefully, in this, we're not going backwards again with this.
For sure. Yeah, no, I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited I hope the mom shows up one day. She's like, all right, let's do this shit. Because all her kids now are grown. They're all dragon riders. And I think she can choose to pick the right side now.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll see. Oh, Mira. When are we going to tell Mira?
That is, I know, I was thinking about that probably in the next section.
I hope I will be shook
I
if
know.
Mira knew or if Mira is choosing another side. I would like, but I feel like you
I
can't.
know because it's going too smooth.
It's too
Somebody's
smooth.
got to put up a fight, and it might be
Mhm.
Mira.
Yeah, I'm wondering if she's going to be a little more stubborn and say, I knew, but I agree with mom. We got to protect our own.
Yeah, I guess
And
we'll
that would,
see.
oof. We
Yeah.
will see.
So for next week, we're going to be reading chapters 37 to 46 in Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Amanda, do you want to plug in our socials?
Of course. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe. We're also on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at Book Please Podcast. And we're also on Twitter/X at Book Please Pod. Oh, and we also just made a Facebook, so please go over and
Yes,
follow. Our
we did.
Facebook page is called Book Please Podcast.
Thanks, guys.